GO Podcast. I am podcasting Charles Paul. Oh, it's good to be back in the studio this week. Joe and I weren't sure I was going to make it. Also, we weren't sure Joe was going to survive because, buddy, your legs got to catch them all, man. They're running off from you. What's going on there, Joseph_R?
Yeah. I got myself another leg infection. I'm sure it's because I overdid it with Go Fest, but yeah.
No. Well, they're wearing one compression sock and walking around for 2.5 days? Nah. No, man. Can't be. Can't
Well, it's
be.
only the one leg that needs a compression sock, but yeah. Um, but yeah, I do have a doctor's appointment for early next week, so we'll see. They'll
You want
probably
my professional Pokemon Go advice here?
just chop it off and get a fake one.
Exactly. Just move on. It's just dragging you down. Quite literally, Joe. Just chop it off.
Just get an upgrade.
Jesus says if your leg offends you, you should cut it off.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not what we call the talk. Man, I've had a lot of actually good responses and great feedback from last week's show, where we had all the different voices. Not all of them, a bunch of different voices from our Patreon on with us talking about their experiences and why they play the game, man. And it is a really, really cool. It is a really good episode and a really good moment. So thanks to everybody who participated and all the feedback we've gotten. If you have listened to that show and you want to talk about why you play, hit us up, show at PokemonGoPodcast.com. So we definitely want to hear it. And Joe, I don't know that I got around to asking you why you play. So that's going to be our discussion of the week. We're going to talk about why we play the game a little bit here. But what is your experiences? What have they been this week?
Oh man, I haven't opened the game nearly as much as I ought to have this week, to be completely honest. You know, for reasons. But I did beat Giovanni this past week. I can't remember if I did that on air or if I did that shortly before the show, because it's not in my age 0 to 7, so it was probably right before the show last week.
Gotcha.
But I beat Giovanni, and I've been catching stuff here and there. But yeah, I've been a wee out of commission this past week. Hello, real Madam Stan. Welcome back.
I prefer the fake Madam Stan, but it's all right. So
you prefer the fake crab instead of the imitation
I got
crab.
all the groupies outside the house, all the Kabutos and that's about it. Mostly Kabutos.
I've got a glitched Pokemon on my screen. I can't click on him. He's like, I don't want to be caught.
No, want to be here, Daddy. But
so,
yeah.
but what has been?
Invites? You get a few invites.
Yeah, I got a couple of invites on raids. I got one just now, but half of them have been expired by the time I get in. So, again, just not getting the notifications soon enough.
Yeah, I had to skip one today specifically, because it just came at a time that'd be inappropriate for me to play, even though I know I could pay attention to what was going on. I know that basically I'm bored. I still respected the people around me and didn't go tap, spin, none of that stuff.
During a meeting at work?
During a meeting. Technically, it's not work since I'm not getting paid. So yeah, it is. It is what it is. It's fine. It's whatever's. But it was a meeting, and I was respectful to people. But yeah, I got a few Dialga raids, and Joe, I tell you, I get into every one of them just to get that shiny to immediately text you and Barry. Look what I got. Obviously, you're not getting a text this week, so that has not happened. However, I have actually been really good about doing the gotcha evolve.
I just got a shiny.
It's a lot easier to keep that. Thanks for rubbing it in. It's a lot easier to keep that evolve charged and active. It's only taking an extra minute before I leave the house and an extra minute before I leave work to turn it on. And I haven't got any random shinies that I know of. Actually, it feels like the evolve throws Pokeballs. It does better detection or something. I don't know how to say it, but I know with the gotcha, going on, it seemed like I could get back to anybody's followed the show knows I had a pattern before of like I'll get it up to 100 120 balls and then run it down in a week and then spend a couple of days, get 100 some odd balls, and then do it again. You just let it catch, not catch, catch, not catch. And it seems like with the Evolve, I'll have 80 balls when I leave work, and then I'll have 30 when I get home. So then the next day I have zero, or ekes out or whatever. Like, wow, this thing's throwing crazy stuff going on there.
Again,
So
they need to make it so that these peripherals can, if you allow it, to use other balls as well.
yeah, I mean, I agree. That would be a very cool touch. What about the? Well, I guess you're not ready. You're about to go and shake hands with Arlo. So you're not. We can't necessarily just jump right into. I guess I can. I can jump into.
That's right, you can. We can't let. I know you work for them as an intern, but we can't let Team Rocket be on my screen for too long.
Intern? Are you kidding me? Giovanni's my administrative assistant, my friend.
The rock god of internships.
That's not a. Mm-mm. So here's some other people's experiences. Oh wow, I haven't been in here in a minute. It came out July 8th. That is not the correct date. It'd be what, the 20th?
The 22nd.
22nd. Okay, I'm scrolling on down. But I am curious. I am serious. I really want people to write in and let us know why they play. I always love to hear those stories. Okay, I'm gonna go back a little bit to the 21st, just in case we even did talk about it. It's worth repeating. Nolte hit level 50. And that's really, really awesome. And even at level 50, you get 5 lucky eggs.
Which means they're still going to be increasing it.
Well, I mean, obviously, that was always the thought in the first place when you hit level 40. But they took, 4 years, almost 4.5 years before they increased it. So how about no? How about we not do it? Because by the time they increase it, think about it though. By the time they increase it, either out of giggles, poops and giggles, you've decided to use it, or it's just there taking up bag space that you don't need taking up, for years, right? Not just next week they're gonna level it up. No, it's gonna be a hot minute. Anyway, duly noted, leveled up to 43. Mr. Tambourine said Junior Tambourine snagged this one on raid day. It's a very special Terrakion. It's the more you know, the more you grow kind of Terrakion after school special. Not shiny in the least. So I don't know why he posted that up, but it's there. And there's some pictures of some celebrities that his kid got to meet. That is brilliant. It's also all of us at Pokemon Go Fest.
Yeah. So, I just beat up Arlo, so I'm gonna hop over and so I can actually show people here on the stream.
I do have a bunch of pictures and stuff from Go Fest. I need to post to our Facebook page, and I've thought about it twice and got busy, and then I keep forgetting to post it. Just below that, I'm about to Pridget, right there. Pridget, Ja Jules, which let's make already hard name to say even harder. So I appreciate you so much, Pridget Ja Jules. Thank you for that. Shiny Dialga, Shiny Kabuto, beautiful, man. US Nate Scout, the Gotcha Gang leader. I can't argue with that. He is now. He forced me. He sent me some photos I didn't want the internet to see, so I ended up getting the Gotcha Evolve and joined his gang. But he's got Shiny Ammonite. Is that I can't? I guess because I know one of those is game Gotcha Genie or whatever it's called. Two same Shiny and Pogo and Shield. Okay.
Yeah. So the top one is from Shield, and then the other ones. Yeah.
Well, good on you for duplicating something that's worthless. Kittens and high fives.
You say that but for a long time, people were recommending Amistar when raids first came around for the legendary birds. So,
right.
Just saying.
And you say that as in I pay attention to anything that happens, and I'm not just a filthy casual. So it is good. Welcome to Biden's America. I don't know. That's just random, stupid stuff. Pins and high fives. Got a shiny Beldum and leveled up to 43. So I see how it is. I see. Oh, I can't play with you at Go Fest, but I can level up to 43 when you guys aren't around. Okay, all right. We see how that formula.
He had a pretty darn good excuse. Just saying.
Mm, I need to see the medical records to prove it. I'm just saying. No, man, I'm just giving you a hard time. Pie Beagle. Man, first off, who's Pie Beagles? I haven't seen that name before, so welcome to our Discord.
Pie Beagles has
Secondly,
been here for a little while. They just don't talk much.
okay, well, I guess that's their trainer number and their name.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Hmm.
So people in the
First,
stream, if you wanna add Pie Beagles.
there you go. First unknown, and it's a hundo. So very, very cool. That is a very cool. Honestly, that's a crappy experience, and let me tell you why. It's all down here from there, Pie Beagles. It is. It is. I mean,
Until he gets a shiny.
first, yeah. Well, okay, there might be a shiny out. Well, there's a shiny. You might get the shiny, but when you get your first unknown and it's a hundo, man, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 unknowns and a shiny 8-1. Moving on. But no, congratulations.
You've only got 99?
I don't actually. I don't. I did see an unknown in a raid the other day, and that took me off. That was surprised me. I did not expect that to happen. I'm sure we talked about it multiple times on the show, but as we've established, I don't pay attention to anything.
Well, there's only 2 letters of unknowns that you want anyway.
Mm-hmm. it's Helen Robin has got a shiny Dialga, 83 raid. And in the 83 raids that they've done for Dialga raids, I'm presuming, one hundo, one shiny, 290 XL candy, and 100% catch rate. What?
Got 83.
What?
Yeah.
Wow. That's you need to talk to Bezos and be on that rocket ship, man. You're too good for this planet. Mittens and High Fives came back with another shiny Dialga and a Hundo Ammonite. Very nice. Old Man Tump made it to 43.
Oh, yeah.
And
Has
you got,
Chatot as his buddy.
oh, nice.
Somebody
And
played Go Fest.
why do you, just to show off maybe, but other than that, why would you want Chatot as your buddy? Because they don't evolve or do anything.
Maybe Old Man Tup just really likes Chatot and wants to get the candies.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I know there's some buddies in my friends list that are just there to show them off.
Yeah. Well, and maybe they knew they were about to hit level 43 and wanted Chatot in the picture.
Skull Rock Eddie says XL candy. Romax says candy.
Yeah. It could be for the candy. I mean, as far as I know, Chatot's not anything special as far as PvP or anything like that. But, yeah.
Yeah. I did it all for the candy. It's the name of Joe Ard's biography later on in life. But Old Man Tup got a Hundo Larvitar and a shiny Natu. No Veratus, but a Natu. Mac 825 I gotta pop this open.
Who is in the chat right now.
Look at that shiny Cranidos. I'm so jealous. It's a good color. Valor, baby. Right there. A shiny Throw. Shiny Dialga times 2. A shiny Kabuto.
100% Rampardos.
Is that a Hundo Rampart? I can't quite see in the picture. That Rampardos is a Hundo. Okay, it says 4. So yeah, I'm assuming that. And then a Voltorb.
100% Voltorb.
Yeah, but that's like getting 100% half cup of water. I mean, it's still just water. Novelty coming through. Didn't do anything this week, apparently. So that is the experiences of the week.
Didn't do anything.
Oh, man. The Novelty is the king of freaking shinies on this show. I'm jealous. What was that? Shiny Anorith, Dialga times 1, 2, 3, 4. Shiny Ball Toy, Ammonite, and an unknown. And
unknown you.
Woodpecker? I forget the name of that stupid bird.
Fletchling.
Thank you, Joe. And Real Max says they just got I'll have to scroll back up to where they
Voltorb? Or maybe the Cranidos, because you're going off on about the Cranidos.
Yeah,
it's probably the Cranidos. Yeah.
But then he says about wreck the car. I'm like, no, don't tell us that. We want to hear that it's all safe and good in the world and no worries. So,
Play
uh,
responsibly. The game reminds you every single time you turn it on.
man, I do love that old school meme of the drifting around the curve in Fast and Furious. And it's like before the speed lock on Pokemon Go, and it just had a bunch of bad graphics of Pokemon around. It's like sliding around the curve, going pew 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 pew, catching them. Like, yeah, I probably made some questionable choices while I was driving in the early days to try to catch those stupid Snorlaxes that wanted to avoid me like the plague. Oh man! All right, Joe. That's our experiences. That's some good stuff. If you want to do the experiences, of course, you can join patreon.com/Pokemon Go podcast. That's how you get into the Discord. You can also hashtag us on Twitter. Read this, Joe. I don't know what the hashtag is. We never made one up. But it's, tagging actually better than hashtags. Tagging is better. If you tag at Rock Got a Pod or at Joseph_Ard on Twitter, we'll see your experiences. Um, every time I go to say his name, he's been one of our longest
Squid is a
running.
beast.
Squid is the beast. Thank you. Yeah, every time. See, you knew. Every time I'm like in my brain, this is how it goes. Squid is a beast. Squid is a beast. Squid is a beast. Just like, I don't know why every time I try to say, but yeah, Squid is tagging us once a week on progression on their missions and catching. I love it. I love seeing other people's experiences, and it's really cool. But our discussion carried over from last week, since we didn't set one, is why you play the game and why you still play the game. And it's very, very cool to see all of that and to hear the different stories. So Joseph_Ard, why do you play still to this day Pokemon Go podcast? No,
Man.
dang, I did it again. That's our show. Why do you play Pokemon Go?
Honestly, a lot of it is because of the podcast and the community that we've built around the podcast. Obviously, I got back into it because of the nostalgia. I think a lot of us got that nostalgia hit. There's plenty of people who, like you, Charles, are brand new to Pokemon in general. But for me, it was that nostalgia, thinking of simpler times and thinking of when I was a teenager, an early teenager, a kid playing Pokemon and just having fun. And yeah, Pokemon's awesome.
So you're the old school. It's just really scratching that nostalgia itch.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I got you, man. Very cool. Very cool.
What about you?
Uh honestly, mostly the show. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's. I started off 100% because of the show. Kind of got caught up in Bo York's hype, right? Because he was so excited about it. We've told that story before of how he specifically came to meet me and Brian Ibbett at
It was
one of the podcast conferences.
yeah, it was a podcast conference.
Yeah, I forget what it was right now. Podfest, I think, maybe. And so he came out there to meet us to talk to us specifically about this show and doing those kind of things. And at that point, I had totally missed the Pokemon boat, so I didn't really care. But I'm a producer at heart, and I knew the niche that this was going to hit, and so I was very much going, yeah, you know what? I'll talk to you. I want to get into all that, this and that and the other, and then. Um, I ran into him in the lobby one night and I was like, what are you doing? He's like, man, it launched. The game launched. Let me show you. And he's showing me how he's like, look over here. He's doing basically AR, right? So you can see the world around you. And this is not like the AR we have now in the game, but it did launch with still that ability. And he's like, look around, look, it's over here. And he's walking around this post and he found it and he's so excited. I'm like, huh. Well, if I'm going to do this show, and I never had an intent to be on the show. I was going to produce it and run it on the network, those kind of things. And maybe I should play the game. And then I got into it and then went back home and I was hosting karaoke and trivia and a bunch of stuff that took me out to restaurants and bars all the time. And I was at this restaurant and I was noticing everybody's on their phone. And I taught these people all the time, not just the restaurant people and the trivia people that were there, who are definitively, most of them were non-geeks, right? Non-nostalgia on Pokemon, those kind of things. But some of them were like anti-games and they're playing it. And I just dawned on me in that minute, like, there's something I'm missing here. And nowadays, it is, like you said, it's a community. It's the fact that I get to connect with these people. Otherwise, honestly, if I didn't do a show and I just discovered this game, I'd have been out a long time ago because for me, it just doesn't grab me enough. Except there's certain waves that come. Oh, when they launch a new series of Pokemon, I love it. Shadows. That scratches my itch, right? Get those shadows, get those shadows, get the new, go find, accomplish something, right? That's how I feel about the game. Um, but if it weren't for this game, I wouldn't have a reason to know you, Joe. I wouldn't have a reason to hang out with you. I wouldn't have a reason to have met as many awesome people as I've met. The berries, the Mr. Tambourines, all the people, and then to hear stories like Coach Kev, where it's meeting them. Me, I'm all about the story. I'm all about the journey and the life, and for somebody to shine that light onto this game changed it for me a little bit. Made me more excited to be in the game, more there. I'll never care about Pokemon if that's the right word I'm looking for. I'm not going to be the guy. I mean, I've memorized some names, but I forget them. I make stuff up all the time. That's how I have fun. I enjoy it that way. But uh, uh, I have found that I've learned to retain a lot more than I thought I would because I found myself correcting somebody not that long ago when they were talking about the game. It's like, well, not to be that guy, but you're not quite right with that. Let me explain. Pikachu does this, and blah blah blah. But to have that reason to be connected to other people, especially people like yourself who have the nostalgia, to the people like Terry Wolf who love the grind and just constantly make themselves better and better in the game. You see all these things. It's a great reason for me to meet people and see new stories and new lives, and that's why I play the game now. Excuse me. So on that note, you know what I did not do right before the show because I walked in less than 5 minutes before the show, Joe.
Yep. You didn't check to see
Um,
if Dennis sent us
yeah,
anything?
I'm going to check right now. I'm pulling it up. I don't, and he doesn't every week. And that's cool. It's all right.
Dennis the Menace.
It's all good, but I don't see anything there. Um, you know what? Let's go ahead and play these because sometimes we run late and we don't have time. So instead of playing Dennis for the break, we have got a few speak pipes. So I am going to just play them straight off the computer here, and we're going to see how it goes. This one is no surprise to me.
Hey there, my name's Tom, and I just want to say that the whole of the Discord, you are all frauds.
What? Whoa!
Anyway,
No,
I love the show. Bye.
that's that's not how that works. You got to single somebody out like Cheeky, the ultimate fraud.
Yeah.
How? This is a scam, Joe. This is a
Yeah,
scam.
it's like, do I just now open the Fraud Club chat to everybody in the Discord? Is that how it works? Because I've been tagging people as Fraud Club members. Or maybe do I just tag everyone who was on the show last week?
The whole of Discord, Tom. That's just lazy sniping, my friend. You're supposed to be the sniper. You're supposed to be taking these people out, identifying them for us so that we never make a mistake in who to trust. Oh, I'm so disappointed, man. So disappointed. But that's okay. I got another one to play here.
Hang on, it's Jackie K. If it feels like it's been a bit, probably because a few weeks back I took a little break from Pokemon Go, and I'm still slowly easing myself back into the game and the community.
I'm pausing it right there to say he specifically emailed me about that break. I don't know anything else other than that, and that's why we have refrained. I've personally refrained from talking about it, and we did have an email that he had sent him before that with some audio, but he had made a request to let him take a break for a little while. So let's hear what he has to say about that.
But I couldn't resist the urge to talk about Go Fest for a little bit, especially because it went better than I thought, considering personal stuff got arranged on that day, and I didn't think I'd get to play a lot, but I was thankfully able to play enough, getting quite a few new shinies along the way. A couple of which were ones I've been really wanting for a while, like the Skarubi event, especially. ironically enough, like it kind of took the storm out of the thunder today of the shiny Scrooby I got. But it's a cool one, so I guess I can't complain. An especially bittersweet moment when I was doing a raid for those 6 Zagoons with a hat, and it turned shiny, but it didn't have a hat. Turns out if you finished the raid after the 6 o'clock time frame that GoFest ended, the hats would go away. So I literally was just a couple minutes short of getting a shiny hat 6 Zagoon. Day 2 was... Oh, I'm almost out of time. Maybe I can just squeeze in another part.
Well,
here's part 2. Go ahead, Joe.
it may have been shiny without a hat, but at least you can evolve it now. I mean, I get that you wanted the special event shiny, but all of the ones with a hat you can't evolve those. So at least the ones from
Kinda like
GoFest.
getting that Go Fish shirt and not getting the Professor Willow card.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, it's too soon for some. Okay. All right. Here we go. Part 2.
Well, for the second day of GoFest, I can kind of divide into 2 different things. A part where I was walking around and doing the raids, and a part where I was actually hanging out with friends and riding around with them to do the raids. Now, it's not something the place I went is not a place I go to too frequently, just because now that I work from home, I live in a lot rural of an area that's further away from everything, and State of the World was kind of making me feel uncomfortable hanging out in large groups of people in general. But I decided to treat myself for GoFest. Now, the first part was nice because it really just reminded me of what made Pokemon Go special. It felt like 2016 again, with like everyone out and doing the raids. For like the first time in like a year and a half, lobbies would actually max out. I actually saw lobbies max out, which kind of made it a little annoying to remote invite people, but at least didn't have to worry about not having enough to do the raid. Second half was nice too, because I was actually able to talk with friends while we were doing the raids, but they were set on particular legendaries, so we didn't get to do as many, and felt like we were sitting around doing nothing more. Both had their pros and cons, of course, which was nice because the haul itself wasn't that great, but at least the experience had some high points.
Oh, well, there you go. It just comes to an end, as all good things do. So this is a good time to announce this is the end of Pokemon Go Podcast.
Psst.
Till next week. Till next month, really. We're taking the rest of the month off and moving on. Let's play some coming out of the break music, shall we?
My name is Cheeky Nashville. This is Cheeky Nashville, and I'm from Nashville. I play so hard that I need an Advil.
Actually, I just hit the button. I didn't realize it was going to be that song right now. I just like to come out of a break with something, and there we go. So much.
You were the old lady from Princess Bride right there.
I know, right? Yeah, no, you're not kidding. All right, Joe. We've got we've got a random Kurt in chat, so that's cool. And Jacket K actually got into chat tonight, so I really appreciate that. Some other people have shown up here. Very cool. Let's see. Where are the notes? Coming in August, an Ultra Unlock and more. Who knew, Joe, that things would be unlocked in August? What's happening there?
Well, this is the monthly post that Niantic has started making with a summary of the events. I do like this. I do wish that they put it out maybe, I mean, I guess it's about a week beforehand-ish, but still. So they're coming back with the weekly 1 Pokecoin bundles for this month, which is interesting because they haven't been doing that lately. And I can't help but wonder, and we're going to talk a little bit about it later, but I can't help but wonder if that's because of the state of the pandemic right now. But we'll see. Pokemon that are going to be in raids, again, Dialga is here currently and will be here until the 6th. And then Palkia will take over from there for the next 2 weeks until August 20th. And its shiny will be available. And then it says, stay tuned for more updates to see who's going to be appearing starting in August 20th. Because that's going to be part of the Ultra Unlock 3, which I wonder if they're going to stick Hoopa in raids or if they're going to put Hoopa in research. It could be raids.
Now with that question. I don't know.
But yeah. And then again, they're reorganizing the megas that are going to be appearing. So until the 6th, it's Mega Charizard X. Then it's Mega Ampharos until the 20th. And then starting on the 20th, it'll be Mega Beedrill until the 26th. And then after that, it will be Mega Pidgeot until September 1st.
But the raid hours I was referring to, we got August 4th. First raid hour, I'm just going to do this. First raid hour is Dialga. Second is Palkia. Third is Palkia. Then fourth is question. That sound like freaking Squidward. Question.
And raid hours are on Wednesdays, 6 to 7 p.m. local time.
It used to be Tuesdays, right? Or is that the spotlight?
No, so Tuesdays is the spotlight, yeah.
Okay, Wednesdays were the raids. Yeah.
So, and then there's also going to be a quote-unquote bonus raid hour on Monday, August 30th, 6 to 7 p.m. local time. So, interesting they put it there. But, okay. So, I guess we're getting another bonus. And also, I don't know if you've been paying attention to chat, but School of Rock Eddie is sending out an invite for a raid for you and I here in about 4 minutes. So,
all right, I'll be watching for it. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I might have to do a podcast instead. We'll see, dude.
Ooh.
So with the game update, I'm getting a whole lot of these "I am safe" messages when it's sunny. That's it. Not when the thunderstorms rolled out the other night and was crack-a-lacking everywhere. Not when,
those roll out if there's any sort of warning in the API. So it could be, that's not happening right now, but it could be like, there was a freeze warning last night, or there's a heat index warning. It could be anything, any sort of alert, regardless of how big or small, and that will pop up on your screen.
Yeah, whatever. It's kind of bugging me, but it's fine. We get 5 spotlight hours this month. Magnemite's number 1. East Sea Shellos will be the spotlight, which I'm actually finally down for a good spotlight hour. And then the third one will be West Sea Shellos. I mean, there's stuff, Stardust, XP, Candy, all this other junk. Then in Tuesday, the fourth one on Tuesday, August 24th, a certain Pokemon will be in the spotlight, is what it says. And then on the last one, the 5th one on August 31st, a certain Pokemon will be there. So I don't know. Now, let's talk about the Ultra Unlock for a hot second. Right? Dialga disrupts the flow of time. He's going to be here till August 3rd. I expected more out of the Ultra Unlock, to be honest. I mean, am I expecting too much?
No,
it seems pretty solid.
Well, it's like, okay, you rotate raids anyway. They do have a little quest line. Okay, cool. But it's like, all right.
Yeah.
So?
And Ultra Unlock 2 is Palkia for space. And then, of course, Ultra Unlock 3. I think Hoopa is going to be the Ultra Unlock 3. How it's going to come about, I don't know. They didn't even talk about Ultra Unlock 3 in this announcement. But yeah, that's the thing. And then Go Battle Night for Season 8 is coming out. All right. Well, how to Dialga?
Real quick, just a reminder.
No.
Real quick. With Shellos,
waiting.
West Sea Shellos is the pink and white one. You probably have a West Sea Shellos. East Sea Shellos is the blue and green one. So if you're trying to snipe a specific color, because it's generally not available in your area. You may want to pay attention to that. So
I currently don't have any Shelloses in my bag, but that could mean I got rid of them. What Pokédex are they in? What region?
um, I can't remember, to be honest.
I'm sure the chat room will get it as we go on. We'll catch it in a second. Let's see what's going on. And Rocketti says invites were sent.
They're from Sinnoh.
So no, okay, I'll look that up here in a second. And the invites, when you tapped on them, used to take you right to the raid. They turned that off with the latest update. Now it takes me to the game screen, and I hit the wrong button. And then I have to tap the thing and go to the raid and then touch the raid invite. It used to, when I got the notification, I used to touch it and take me in. I don't know what's going on. Not a fan. But I am a fan of Flork of Cows. And this is How to Dialga. And we'll break it down kind of quickly here. Looks like Joe's favorite classic punch man is the one to go with. Machamp, Machoke.
Which is
Machugo.
exactly what I am using in the raid that we're doing right now. It's just 6 Machamps. Six punchy boys.
Then you got Mr. Puppy. You've got I love these titles. Expanding the definition of punch is Conqueror. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm not gonna read the rest of these, but it's really lots actually good. I feel like a wide variety of Pokemon to pick from to go in after Dialga. I do notice that if we don't have 4 people or more, I bail. Somebody invited me the other day and it got down to 20 seconds. We had 2 people for Dialga. I was like, yeah, I'm not burning a raid pass for that. Unfortunately for you, sorry, because it's not going to work unless you're maybe both level 50, Joe, maybe, and got some top level Pokemon. How would less than 4 people work for Dialga?
You could do less than 4 with weather boost and having more optimal counters. I mean, technically, like it says here, you could do 2. I wouldn't attempt it because, well, I don't power my Pokemon up that high. But yeah. With that, you need to. So, if you've got 5 or more in general, you can just take whatever the game recommends. When it gets down to 4 or less, you really need to be selective about who you're sending in, focusing primarily on DPS over survivability, whereas the game defaults to a certain degree of survivability within your teams. And so you want to pump out as much damage as you can as fast as you can.
I never know enough about how to look at my. I know I can set up my teams. I honestly just haven't put enough effort into it. I'm not going to. I always take the team that the game suggests on every raid, everywhere. And at 4 people, as long as I'm the lowest level in the room, which I'm level 40, I'm getting close to level 41. But as long as I'm the lowest level in the room with 4 people, we can do it. And I've watched it because you can see the percentage on the bar and compare it to the percentage of the clock. And you can get a pretty good idea. The more damage you do and the more the clock ticks down, how close it's going to be. And I've had pretty good success. But Eddie says if I have 5 and most of them are level 30, I jump out, which I get. Oh, did you notice this, Joe? I don't know if you already skipped it on your screen, but when it does these final cards of trainer achievements on yours, it'll have a little download symbol. And you can click it and save it. And actually, I think I did that the other day. I saved one just to try it out.
Yeah, I've got a whole bunch saved. I think I've got at least one of each of the different ones I've earned. So,
all right. Well, I didn't realize that, and I thought it'd be cool for other people. Because there's that. All right. The unlikely outcome after 282.
Oh yeah, this poor person.
Legendary raids. This person is not a rock god of podcasting, are they, Joe?
Not after your Go Fest day 2.
I mean, I had that's why the game needs to be over for me. I had the most epic of Go Fests ever with that raid day of 4 or 5 legendary. I think it's 4 legendary shinies that I got out of it. And I think I won't raid anymore until the next Go Fest raid day, see what happens. But here, this person had a sad day. there's a lot of numbers here, but the TLDR, and Joe, I know you're going to have some more points to hit, but I'll read the TLDR here. 282 shiny eligible legendaries without any shiny encounter. How much do I accept when Niantic doesn't show us the odds and what might influence them? And one of the other breakdowns is basically it means that's less than 1 in 3 million is the odds of getting a shiny. I really should have gotten some lottery tickets that day, Joe. I didn't know what kind of luck I had shining down on me.
Well, I mean, that's not the actual odds. That's just what they are saying. Right? Because, well, okay. So it says the Silph Road published a study where they found the rate to be roughly about one out of every 19 to 20. And so the odds of them not getting at least one after 282 is what they're saying is 1 in 3 million. So
right, that's a reign of bad luck there. Too.
They are
Honestly,
a statistic.
That kind of okay. You're the nostalgia guy. Do you like it or hate it? That's the freaking percentages. Because as a non-nostalgia person, I'm like, as a game, this is crap. This is a lot of crap because it really should be. You should engage me more as a player. So it should be a higher percent, not a huge percentage, but a higher percentage of getting that shiny. So I feel like I'm doing something. Otherwise, if it hadn't been for the people around your game, I would have been gone. And, a company can say easily, that's okay by us. But going back to the question, Joe, how do you feel about these possible percentages?
I wish there was a way that we could unlock the shiny charm. So in the main series games, there's an item called the shiny charm that you can get after you've completed your Pokédex. Obviously, in Pokemon Go, there would need to be a different criteria since, well, not all of the Pokemon are available anyway. But if they made a way for us to get the shiny charm, perhaps through leveling up. I mean, they just had us level up, so that they need some more end game items for us to achieve. So a shiny charm, a second infinite incubator. I think that they need
Change
something.
the rates of actually catching,
No.
catching these shinies.
Well, that's what the shiny charm does in the main series games.
Okay,
It increases the odds that a wild Pokemon that you run into will be shiny. And so I wish that they would do something that would enable us to get that. So, because at least then you feel like, okay, I have the best odds I can get. Or add in streaks. So ever since I think they added it in Gen 4, maybe 5, where catching the same Pokemon over and over and over would increase the odds of the next one being shiny. So doing streaks in combination with having the shiny charm made it fairly reliable to catch shiny Pokemon, to target catch shiny Pokemon. So, and it made it even easier with Pokemon, the Let's Go games, because the Pokemon would pop up on the screen and you would see, oh, that one's a shiny, I'm going to run over there and get it. So yeah, even if they could even do something like that, so you're not shiny checking everything. So during events, you could be like, oh, that one that popped up on my screen, it's a shiny. I mean, they can't really do that with the legendaries, but
I'm with you. I am absolutely with you on the real world, seeing the shiny versus having the shiny check. Weird Tigger says I got one shiny legendary out of the 5 or 6 raids I did during Go Fest, so that's better than 1 out of 20. School of Rock Eddie says I did 80 plus Mewtwo raids on Twitch. I didn't get a single shiny. Real says I've had one shiny in the last 100 or so legendaries. And Jacket K says that I think 1 out of 20 is generous if you're actually getting it in every 20. And I mean, I would agree if it was actually 1 out of 20. I mean, not guaranteed. Like, all right, well, I've done 19, and now but if it really was a 1 out of 20, I think you would be seeing shinies a lot more.
I don't
Yeah.
know if I haven't thought about whether or not I would support this, but there are other mobile games, especially, that have pity systems. So if you have a streak of not getting shinies, that it increases your odds of getting a shiny. Like I
Yeah.
said, I haven't thought about whether or not I would like that, but that is a possibility, to make it so that people don't go on ridiculous streaks like this person from the post who did 282 shiny eligible raids and didn't get a single one.
Yeah, I know. I'm with you there, because it does get disappointing when you don't get a shiny. And honestly, I've come to expect to get at least one shiny out of a community day. So even playing at my level, which is I might try to catch 30, 40, maybe not even that, right? And I still expect if I play for 2 hours, quotey fingers, from my house, which is not the same as going out, walking around and attracting the Pokemon, I still expect to get one shiny, and I almost always do. It is rare when I don't get a single shiny out of that, even minimal level of play on a community day, because the rates are up, right? The spawn rates are higher, and then I don't know if the shiny rates are higher.
Well, the
but
shiny rates are way higher.
yeah, I thought so. And the fact that just fact that the spawn rates are higher makes the shiny rate go up because you have more chances, type of deal. But yeah, but as it stands as a whole, disappointing. But let's
Disappointed.
talk about more bug Pokemon here. There's a weird bug where AR mode used a game map instead of a real life camera. And I'm gonna make sure. I'm trying to make sure this is muted. It is
Yeah,
muted.
and this was submitted to us from DigiPair.
Oh, that is cool as crap. I like that bug.
Who
That is really nifty.
DigiPair is in our Discord, but I always forget who DigiPair is, so I'm sorry. Yeah.
It's Cullen.
It's cool. No, I have I for some reason I have a disconnect between their Discord name and their Reddit name. But yeah, that bug is pretty crazy, where they're looking around and they can see the not to around. How awesome would that be if that, like, I mean, Google Glasses would be cool because you'd be able to look around and see them spawn IRL.
Yeah.
But how awesome would it be if we could just view it from that angle anyway?
Right. Now, the glitch made the one they're catching not be there, but to look around and see them, down the street, that was nifty. That's the part I was with you on. I mean, that was really nifty. And I'd like some more of that, please. But not glitchy, actual AR like that. Okay. So, you know what? I'm going to do that story last. Gift item drop rates and sticker updates. Because, there's nothing more important in this game than
stickers. Lots and lots of stickers. But yeah.
I'll pray for you, Joe.
Oh, I really don't like the stickers.
Because I don't want to talk about this. Why don't you talk about stickers? Because
yeah, so this is a published frequency rate. It's the statistics from the Sylph Road. Obviously, Niantic isn't going to give us anything close to statistics on anything because that's not how they operate. But the odds of getting different things. So they've got Stardust, they've got Pokeballs, Great Balls, Ultra Balls, and all the other different items that come with that can come from gifts and how often they appear. So with Stardust being roughly 30%. So that's and it's interesting because they show different odds based on whether or not your egg inventory is full.
That's weird.
Yeah, well,
but it just says.
I guess it matters because they don't list it here, but you do get the 7K eggs from gifts. So I would assume that they would take
There might
up.
be. Well,
Yeah.
no, see, these rates are higher. No, they are lower.
Yeah,
See,
if
I
if
read the numbers
yeah,
wrong.
if your egg inventory is full, then the rates are higher for the different items. So
Because like you said, yeah, maybe you're more likely to get one of those eggs when it's not full.
ooh, and if you were really concerned with which stickers are more rare, it's
I
right
think you know.
here.
I think you know in the game the cool ones, which I mean that's a very difficult
The
thing.
cool ones, the
Yeah,
Alolan Meowth and the
I
Slowbro.
know. And there's other ones I don't know out there, but they're cool because they're different. They're almost nil. Whereas let me get the oh yeah or the thank you again. And the fact that they nerfed that Bulbasaur, I'm done with him.
Because he doesn't
Done
say
with
bye
him.
anymore.
He doesn't say bye anymore. I don't want it anymore. It's all good. I don't know. If you're into numbers, there you go. If you're not into numbers, so sorry about that last minute and a half, but let's move on to some more bad news. COVID, right? The bonuses that we got for the social distancing and staying in home rules expire in less than 4 days at the time of that publishing. So 3 days is the time of this recording. By
So
the time we post,
by the time
Yeah.
we post, it's
it'll be
done.
1 day. It's
Yeah.
it should it depends on how they're
it's pretty close to done.
Yeah,
By the
it's
time
gonna-
people are listening, yeah.
Come on, trying to no, it's not a kind of dose. But yeah, Niantic hasn't said a word about rising COVID cases. Go okay. Before we talk that, okay. You mix, not you, Joe, but the person who did this. So many things that should not be mixed in that title. It's not even funny. The cases worldwide and the variant D and all this other stuff honestly don't have true relation to the game. The game is based on people going out to the real world. Well, that matters. I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm still a fan of my mask, and I actually corrected some terminology the other day when an organization I work with said, "Hey, if you've got your vaccine, you don't have to wear your mask. But if you haven't got your vaccine, still wear your mask." And I had to go, "Well, just because you wear your mask doesn't mean you're not vaccinated." I'd like just to kind of open that door up so people can see it's not an and/or situation. However, the lockdown by the government is what forced Niantic to change in order to survive, because otherwise this game would have died, right? If we can't go out and play it, we're not going to play it, and it would have died. So, man, I can't even look at this article anymore, Joe. It's the little 2 lines they wrote in there. It's like, oh my God, you don't get it. And it's killing me.
Article, the Reddit post.
It's not an article, right? It's a posting or whatever, but I'm gonna let you talk to Joe, but all I really want to say is Niantic doesn't need to listen to the community on what you talked about with rates rising and blah blah blah. What Niantic should listen to the community on is whether we have a disease or not, whether we have a lockdown or not. These bonuses actually encouraged all of us to play more. And as a matter of fact, anecdotally, Joe and I started putting money into the game because of the changes, because we got to do more of what we wanted to do with the game. So, yeah, they haven't addressed that their bonuses are going away. That is a good part of the title. The rest of it is we've got to do better to talk to each other. We've got to stop clickbaiting and over dramatizing things just because we're not getting what we want. And that's how I'm saying it there. I'm not saying the numbers are inflated, all that. I don't want to get in that conversation. What I'm saying is when we think along the lines of, well, COVID bonuses end in 4 days and Niantic is not addressing the rising cases and all this other stuff. And when would they listen to community? They're never going to listen to you if you're representing the community, because you just said nothing that matters to them. So, Joe, your 2 cents?
I agree with what Dooley has posted in the chat that not if, but when they remove a lot of these bonuses, I think a lot of the casual players who picked the game back up during the lockdowns, they're going to be like, I really don't care to play anymore. Because a lot of these things, it's like, Pokestop. The biggest thing I've seen in the community, it's the distance, being able to spin stops or interact with stops and gyms. That distance, people are like, if you could please at least just keep that one thing, that would make a big difference. And yeah.
And Jacket K doing what Jacket K does and said, Niantic has addressed the bonus issue is in a separate blog post, which wasn't very well shared, which, goes to the point that I have a captive audience. So I can say this to people. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. It's okay. I disagree with you, but we don't want to share good news. We don't want to get out there and go, Niantic did this good thing. Now we do, literally, Joe and I do. That's what we want to. We will talk truth on this show, right? When they do bad, we say it's bad. When they do good, we say, man, it's really, really good. But as the world as a whole, when it's society in general, we only like to share the bad stuff and not the good stuff. So it wasn't well shared. But Jacket Case's long story short, it seems like they'll be renewing most of the bonuses for every region, minus the U.S. and Australia, and that's only if things get better.
Interesting. I must have missed that blog post.
I missed it too. But Rock Eddie says my community was exact opposite. COVID cut my community in half from over 3,000 members to 1,400. So many players quit. Since so many of us would meet up every night. No, and I get that. And that's nothing that Niantic could address then, right? They could not, because the world was in lockdown. So that's out of their control. So let's just agree to that. Lockdown is out of Niantic's control. Otherwise, they never would have done any of these bonuses. They would have kept trekking on into the game that they want to make. But those bonuses did help out. It did matter, and it got a lot more casual people in. And yeah, I mean, Dooley guaranteeing they remove these bonuses, they'll lose a lot of players. And I agree. I mean, I'm not going to stop playing because of my community and the show that we do here. But I won't get as much out of it, I guess, is what I can say if they knock this stuff down. And here's the other thing. I think this is the heart of what people have an issue with, besides the fact that, I don't get my way. I know that's a big part of the bro tiers on the internet. But I think the true heart of what people are not getting out of this and what this upsetting them, I'm going to say what Jacket K was saying when he called in his call there, saying, I'm not super comfortable still going out and see the world mission and go out there and have to be around people. The distance from the Pokestop still lets us be safe as we want to be, right? So let's just stay in our car maybe because it's now reachable and we can do that raid with other people without having to be socially next to them if we don't want to be. And that's what I think is the true complaint that we can complain about is, well, you're taking away my right to choose about my own health and safety. Not taking away it. I'm having to exercise my right to quit your game. And if we're honest about that we're making a choice we don't want to make because they're making a choice that they are making, we'll see it differently. I think Dooley says here, I will still play. However, I will not be spending any more money on the game. Everybody gets their choice to play the game how they want. And I think the biggest reaction is, well, if you reduce these distances, now I've got to be more close to people. And if I'm uncomfortable with that and don't feel good about that, but I really still want to play, now I can't play the way you want me to play. And then that forces into a hard decision of, well, do I just walk away? Cheeky said it best, Joe, in my opinion. At one moment, the game just clicked and it just wasn't for him anymore. And it made the decision easier for him. I don't know. There's no easy answers. What do you think, Joe?
I completely agree with you. Everything you said is spot on.
And that's why I'm the rock god of podcasting. rockgodpodcasting.com. Let's see. What do we got? I'm checking.
So real quick, before I forget.
Don't forget.
I know, right? I have a discussion for next week.
Yes.
All right.
It is.
So currently there is one Pokemon line. There's two Pokemon, Meltan and Melmetal, that are exclusive to Pokemon Go. They don't attach to any region. The only place you can get them is Pokemon Go, and then you can trade it through home back to the other games. If Niantic makes another Pokemon Go exclusive Pokemon, what should it look like? So we've got Meltan and Melmetal that are based off of a nut. What would you like it to look like? And so, yeah, if you want to comment on that, you can head on over to our Reddit. That's reddit.com/r/Pokemon Go Podcast.
I like it. I like the discussion, so we'll definitely get to that. Joe.
Charles,
What time is it, Joe?
it is time for random trivia. And this week I wanted to talk about Shellos. Shellos, again, we mentioned earlier, there's the West Sea and the East Sea. So there's the pink and white versus the blue and green. It is from, you asked earlier which region. It's from Sinnoh. So that's Generation 4. It evolves into Gastrodon. And again, keeps those same colorations based on which one it was at the start. It is Shellos is a water type Pokemon. It is the Sea Slug Pokemon, whereas Gastrodon, which is
I've got both.
still the Sea Slug Pokemon, it is a water ground type. Shellos' Pokédex entry says its color and shapes differ from region to region. Yes, as we can see. It lives along bodies of water. Its body shape has changed to suit its habitat. So yeah, little squish ball. One of its other Pokedex entries also talks about how squishing it makes it ooze a mysterious purple liquid.
Gross.
I wonder why it's not poison type as well, but because that definitely sounds like it should have some poison. And ironically, it only learns one poison type move, so which is Toxic. And yeah, Toxic.
Britney Spears wrote a song about this Pokemon. God.
Toxic is a pretty mean skill. I used that a fair bit on some of my teams back in the day. Anyway, Shellos, it is based off of a sea slug, of course. It is the sea slug Pokemon. Its name comes from a combination of shell and lost, because Shellos or Shellos, however you want to, it's probably actually pronounced Shellos now that I've looked at that instead of Shellos, because Shellos does not have a shell, so
Okay.
its shell is lost.
I see what they did there.
Gastrodon, its Pokedex entry says it has a pliable body without any bones. If any part of its body is torn off, it grows right back.
Well, welcome back.
Yeah, some good regenerative abilities. Again, Gastrodon is based off of a sea slug, although the East Sea version might be more closely related to a sea hare. So, yes. I mean,
Sea bunnies.
huh?
Sea bunnies.
Sea bunnies. Gastrodon is a combination of gastropod and don, which is Spanish for lord. So he is the lord of the sea slugs, not to be confused as Lord of the Dance. Though now I'm imagining Gastrodon dancing. Maybe he's got some sick moves.
No, it's gonna be like that fat hippo from the '90s. And you're right. I do need the EC one, so I need the blue one. Is what I'm looking for. So I do have Shellos and a Shelon or Shallant or whatever it's called.
Gastrodon.
Yeah, that what you said.
It's
Hey, if
Shelon.
you would have corrected me on my bad pronunciation of the Pokemon Go names. Show at PokemonGoPodcast.com. Leave that speak pipe. Like we had 3 excellent speak pipes tonight. Go over to PokemonGoPodcast.com and hit the little speak pipe tab on the right hand side of the screen, and you can record up to a minute and a half and send it on to us. Reddit's r/Pokemon Go Podcast. Facebook's Pokemon Go Podcast. Twitter's at Pokemon Go Pod. Twitch is Pokemon Go Podcast on every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, where you can come hang out with awesome people like Bloodluster, Academy Impossible, Commander Root. It's not showing me all the names here. A Jacket K, VO by Kurt, Weird Tigger, but School of Rock Eddie was here. Thomas Wills in here now. Dooley Productions still here. It's not showing up on my list. So if I dropped your name, I do apologize because I'm a name dropper. But yeah, come join us Thursday nights live. And thank you for downloading the podcast over at PokemonGoPodcast.com and anchor.fm/Pokemon Go Podcast. Find Joe on the internet. Where, Joe?
You can find me at Joseph_Ard. Where can they find you?
You can find me at Rock Got a Pod or Charles McFall everywhere you take Amex, Visa, and MasterCards. Everywhere I live, anyway. So yeah, you can check out all that cool stuff and check out Finding the Stories Season 1 over at anchor.fm/Finding the Stories. Tune in next week to hear Joe say,
I don't have a leg infection this week. I sure hope so. I don't want another one.
I just got hearing in my ear. Woot!
Woot woot. Oh man, but they're probably gonna have to do another leg procedure on me. Those are always fun.
Legotomies.
Yeah, where they cauterize some veins.
Why the heck do I have 495 Pokemon in my bag?